Hello and welcome to the IBA's weekly announcements for the radio and television trade. Radio Teletext. The IBA offers franchises in the London area to the 2 successful applicants. In transmitter use, there's the usual summary of special announcements, the latest Channel 4 editions, and details of 9 new television relays, all expected on the air by the middle of the month. More details later.
In early August, the IBA advertised 2 franchises for radio teletext services in the London area. Last week, we offered a franchise to the 2 successful applicants. The 2 holders will each operate a subscription service on VHF with Telemet UK Limited on 95.8 MHz, the frequency used by Capital Radio, while Independent Radio Features Limited will operate on LBC's frequency of 97.3 MHz. Both successful applicants propose to provide a range of information covering real-time financial data from most of the principal markets on a virtual 24-hour basis.
Radio Teletext is already widely available in North America. Otherwise known as SCA, Subsidiary Communications Authorization, it makes use of spare bandwidth within a VHF FM channel. If we look at the baseband of a stereo multiplex, we see that the first 15 kHz are occupied by the mono signal. There's a low-level pilot tone at 19 kHz, while the stereo difference signal is conveyed in the form of an AM signal on a suppressed carrier at 38 kHz. The whole lot is then frequency modulated for transmission.
The maximum baseband bandwidth of the stereo multiplex is 53 kHz, but it is possible to use higher frequencies, up to around 80 kHz or more, providing they're at a low level. Frequencies from 53 to 61 kHz are already planned to be used by the EBU radio data system. We hope to begin to introduce this on ILR transmitters from next summer onwards. RDS is also a digital transmission system. It allows for automatic receiver tuning, station identification, and gives an accurate clock. Later, it could also carry program information.
All that's completely separate to radio teletext, which will probably make use of baseband frequencies between about 61 and 80 kHz. Before the service is introduced on a regular basis, we intend to have a 6-week testing period to ensure that it doesn't introduce significant impairments either to RDS or to normal stereo radio reception.
Special announcements now, starting with Hannington, which was expected on reduced power this morning between 9:30 and 11:30, with possibly some interruptions, which would also affect the dependent relays. In South Wales, Brecon was expected off this morning between 9:30 and midday for an electrical inspection. This will also affect the 4 dependent relays. In Wiltshire, the Chisbury relay was expected off from about 7 this morning until 12:30 this afternoon for weather-dependent aerial maintenance. To the northwest of Durham, Esh was expected off this morning between 10 and 11 for electricity board maintenance.
Tomorrow, Kilvey Hill in Swansea will be off from 7:30 AM until 8:30 PM for electricity board maintenance. This will also affect the 5 dependent relays. In Powys, Garth Hill will be off tomorrow from 9:30 AM until 12:30 PM for aerial work. Just north of Reading, the Hemdean Caversham relay will be off between 10 and midday tomorrow morning for electricity board maintenance. And for the same reason, Whitby on the North Yorkshire coast will be off tomorrow from 9 AM until 3 in the afternoon. While in the Grampian region, Banff will be off from 9 AM until 4:30 tomorrow afternoon for electricity board maintenance. In Guildford, County Sound's MF service will be off for about 15 minutes tomorrow afternoon between 2:30 and 3 o'clock.
On Thursday morning, to the north of Chepstow, the St Breville's relay will be off between 9:30 and 11:30 for electrical maintenance. In Dorset, Corfe Castle is expected to be off on Thursday from 7 AM until 12:30 PM for aerial maintenance, that's weather permitting. In North Wales, Conway will be off between 9:30 and 11:30 on Thursday morning for electricity board maintenance, also affecting the 3 dependent relays.
New relays now, starting in Somerset, where Kilve is on the air. This is for about 220 people in parts of Kilve and East Quantocks Head. Viewers in the service area receiving signals from Wenvo or Mendip should be encouraged to change over to the new relay to avoid interference problems. Programmes from HTV West and TV AM are on channel 39, with channel 4 on 68. The aerial group is E, and unusually for a relay, the polarisation is horizontal. That's Kilve in Somerset, now on the air.
Also in Somerset, the Exford relay is expected on later this week. It's for about 220 people in Exford and Edgecott and parts of the surrounding rural area. It will also provide a service for another 100 people, at present marginally served by either Stockland Hill or Mendip. HTV West and TV AM will be on channel 41 and channel 4 on 47. Group B aerials are needed vertically polarised. The Exford relay is due on the air in a few days' time.
Near Minehead in Somerset, the Carhampton relay is nearing completion and is also expected on the air this week. It's for about 960 people in Carhampton, Blue Anchor, Chapel and Old Cleve, Bilbrook and Withicombe. Viewers in the service area and receiving signals from Mendip or other stations should be encouraged to change over to the new relay to avoid interference problems. HTV West and TV AM will be on channel 30, with channel 4 on 56. Group W wide band aerials are needed, vertically polarised. Carhampton near Minehead is due on the air later this week.
Another 6 relays are expected to be completed next week. We start with a Lead Hills relay in the Strathclyde region. This is for about 275 people in Lead Hills itself. Scottish Television and TV AM will be on channel 61, with channel 4 on 54. Group CD aerials are needed, vertically polarised.
Also in Scotland, a relay for Wanlock Head in the Dumfries and Galloway region is due next week. It's for about 250 people in the village. Programmes from Scottish Television and TV AM will be on channel 47 and channel 4 on 41. The aerial group is B and the polarisation vertical.
Near the Wales-England border, the Nuckless relay is also expected to be ready next week. The relay will serve about 250 people in Nuckless itself and in parts of the surrounding rural area. Central and TV AM will be on channel 42 and channel 4 on 49. Group B aerials are needed, vertically polarised.
In East Sussex, the Eastbourne relay is also expected to be on the air next week. Originally due in August, it's for almost 5,000 previously unserved people in parts of central and southern Eastbourne, in particular to the north of Devonshire and Gildredge Parks, and in the area down by the college around Carlisle Road and Welcome Crescent. The relay will also serve another 4,500 people at present marginally served by Dover, Heathfield or Hastings. Any Hastings viewers in the new service area are advised to change to the Eastbourne relay when it opens to avoid interference. TVS South East and TV AM are to be on channel 23, with channel 4 on 30. Aerials should be Group A and vertically polarised.
And about 3 miles west of Eastbourne, the East Dean relay is nearing completion and is expected to be ready next week. This relay is for about 1,400 people in East Dean and Friston. Viewers in the service area receiving signals from Heathfield or Newhaven should be encouraged to change over to the new relay to avoid interference problems. Programmes from TVS South East and TV AM will be on channel 54, with channel 4 on 42. Group E aerials are needed, vertically polarised.
On the Isle of Wight, the Luckham relay is also nearing completion and should be on the air next week. It's for about 260 unserved people in Luckham Village and parts of Shanklin as far as Little Stairs Point. The relay will also serve another 220 people at present marginally served by Rowridge, Midhurst or Hannington. Viewers in the new service area and presently using other stations should be encouraged to change to the Luckham relay when it opens to avoid interference problems. TVS and TV AM will be on channel 59 and channel 4 on 34. Group W wideband aerials are needed, vertically polarised.
Channel 4 next, and 2 more existing relays now equipped. In Somerset, Bruton on channel 50, and in Yorkshire, Armitage Bridge on 54. These 2 relays increase channel 4 coverage by about 2,300. And due later this week, in North Yorkshire, Grassington on channel 29. and expected before Christmas, in Scotland in Dundee, Camperdown on Channel 29, on the Isle of Mull, Glengorm on 54, and on Barra, Castle Bay on 31. In Sheffield, Totley Rise on 42, and in North Yorkshire, Hunmanby on 50.
And that's all for this week. But if you have any technical queries on independent television or local radio, do contact us. You can telephone our inquiry office on Winchester, area code 0962 822444. If it's cheaper, you can use our London number 584 7011 and ask to be put through to engineering information. We'll be back next Tuesday at 9:15 and again in all regions except Wales at 12:15. So, from Janet Smythe and from me, John Lovell, goodbye from Crawley Court.